Hey everyone, welcome to week 5 of LDU, Leadership Development University. As you all know, we are working with the Rock Your Network Marketing Business with Sarah Robbins. Sarah Robbins is phenomenal and she is a network marketer. So the reason why we went with this book, I'll just recap that a little bit, is that network marketing and direct sales are very similar. The approach might be a little bit different, but the outcome is quite likely always the same. And so we love our network marketing partners because we learn from them as much as they learn from us. Now, they don't do home parties. They don't have a party plan company per se. So it is a little bit different, but the message is the same. It's all about creating relationships. So Chapter 5 was about power prospecting. So there's many ways that you can power prospect. There's many ways that you can just prospect in general. And Sarah has some great and valid ways to prospect for network marketing. They don't always translate well into direct sales because we're a party plan company, and so we're more likely to see many people at one time rather than one-on-one. Initially, we meet them in a group setting per se, and then we can follow up with them later in one-on-one. But one thing I will tell you is the thing that I love the most about this chapter is the fact that Sarah talks about you have to make prospecting part of your lifestyle. It can't be just something that you do once in a while. It has to be something that when you leave your house, you have to be thinking, who can I talk to, or who am I going to run into today that I can share this opportunity with? Because our job is really about sharing and inviting people into our business, whether they're a customer, a hostess, or a team member. Our job is to share and invite. And it has to be on a daily basis. It has to be part of your lifestyle. And if it's not, then you'll just grow slower. I'm not saying you won't grow, but you'll just grow slower. That's all. I love the fact that she talks about you cannot become emotionally invested in the outcome of your conversation. So if somebody tells you that they're interested in the business, and then they decide that, I needed more information to make an informed decision, and I've decided that this isn't for me, you cannot become emotionally invested in their response. This may not be the right company or the right product line for them. Just because it is for you doesn't mean it is for everybody. Now, we know Scentsy practically sells itself, and it's such a great product, and it's consumable. So we always have customers, we always have parties, and we always can get out and speak to people a lot easier because we always can hand them a sample of our product and help them fall in love with it. But it just might not be the niche that that person is looking for. So please don't become emotionally invested in their answer. One thing that Bob Heilig, and if you don't follow Bob Heilig, I strongly encourage you to. He's on Periscope and Facebook Live every morning at 8 a.m. And he's such a great leader and mentor. He actually calls himself your virtual upline. And I love that. I don't know. He's such a great speaker. And he's really helped me in my business and develop my personal brand with Scentsy. And he actually, through all of the training that I've done with him over the years, he was probably the biggest, I don't know how to say this, like he was the person or the reason, I guess you could say, that I decided to jump in and do this training. I've been through this training with other sponsors and other leaders rather, and I got great information out of it, but I wanted to make it my own. And he, through his training, it wasn't personally directed at me, but it felt like it was. But through his personal training, I had the confidence to just jump in full force and bring this to you. So I strongly encourage you to listen to him. Sorry on the side note. He talks about don't waste your time on somebody who says no. I know that's a hard thing to hear, but if you have to convince someone to join you in your journey now, in 3 months from now, when they have a check mark next to their name, you'll have to be convincing them to stay And you really want to focus your time and energy on those people who want what you want. And I am not saying in any way, shape, or form that people who join your business and do this as a hobby are not just as important as those people who are rock stars and sell and recruit and do events and do tons of parties. I am not saying that they are any less part of your business, but they don't want the training. They don't want your help necessarily. And so, but it's kind of like when somebody says no doesn't mean no forever. No means not right now. The people that are in your business who are quote unquote hobbyists, it's just not for them right now to build a business. It doesn't mean that they won't ever. So you want to continue to stay in touch with them, but don't make them your main focus, because you really want to focus on those people who are really working their business and asking for your help. I like the waiter scenario. So your server comes over to your table and asks you if you want more coffee or tea or soda or whatever the case may be, and you say no. Does the server go to the back room and start crying because you said no to them? No. They're just giving good customer service and asking people time and time again if they want more. It could be in our business, do you want more information? If they say no, that's fine. You have nothing emotionally invested in their response. If they say yes, still don't get emotionally invested, because that might just mean yes to more information, not necessarily yes to the opportunity. Once they join your team, then you work with them one-on-one and you find out what it is that they want from this business. But we'll get into that later. Right now we're talking about just getting them interested. So I like how Sarah calls it revisiting. So revisiting is like our follow-up system. So you want to revisit that list of 100 that you've been working on, and you always want to be adding names to that list. If you can get 5 contacts a day, it'll constantly keep leads coming your way. This is something, again, that Sarah Robbins talks about in her book. I don't get out much beyond my job. So I go to work and I come home. I go to work and I come home. It's at events and it's out at hockey things where I see people that I know that I'll talk to them, or I'll talk to a new customer and ask them if they would like to be part of my VIP group, or if they wouldn't mind recommending me to some of their friends and family. And it just keeps contacts coming my way almost on a daily basis. And I encourage you to do the same. So the referral cards that we worked on at the very beginning of this program, that is something that can help you build your customer base. And a customer turns into a host turns into a team member, and a team member turns into your next director or superstar director. You can go through your phone, you can go through your Facebook contacts and continue working on your list of 100. And then what you can do is put stars next to those people who you think would make a great team member. Put maybe a different symbol next to those who'd make a great host, and then put a different symbol next to those who you know would be or already are a great customer, and you want to work on getting them to host a party. You want to keep building those steps, building on that relationship, because this really is a relationship business. So one thing you can do if you're uncomfortable approaching strangers is start the conversation with a genuine compliment. People love to be complimented, so why not have it come from you? Open the conversation with a compliment, end the conversation with a sample. And one thing that I like, and I know that we've already talked about this because Sarah already said this once before. She says, if you promise to try the sample that I gave you, I promise to follow up with you. I love that. That's kind of a no pressure thing, because really when you give them that sample and you tell them that, all you're asking is that you can follow up with them to find out what they thought of the product. You're not asking them if you can follow up with them so you can vomit your business opportunity on them. But essentially, when you call them back to find out how much they loved the product, you are definitely going to introduce the business opportunity at that time if you haven't already. So it's just about power prospecting. And don't chase people, because you know what? Not everybody's looking for what you have. You want to go after those people who want what you have. So that's my recap for week 5. So your assignments for week 6 is read chapter 6 And then I would like you to continue to work on your list of 100, but this is the kicker. And everybody who does this will get a special gift from me, because I think this is so important to your business. You're going to find a stranger. I don't care where you have to meet them. And you are going to post a photo of a completed door prize slip with the person who filled it out holding it. So obviously you're going to have to word it something like this. I've been challenged by my star director to get a door prize slip filled out and have a picture of the person who filled it out holding the door prize slip. Would you be willing to do something like that for me? Now, they're not going to know what you're talking about. What's a door prize slip? What's a star director? It opens the door of opportunity. It could be while you're out to dinner. It could be while you're checking out at the grocery store. It could be you're picking your child up at school and you talk to the school secretary. It could be just about anybody that you come in contact with. So get out of your comfort zone, get out there and start power prospecting, and let me know what kind of results you have. I cannot wait to see all your pictures, and I promise I will be doing this too. So have a great day, everyone, and I'll talk to you next week.